the WWE Universe was stunned. Shockwaves rippled through arenas, social media exploded, and fan theories ran wild. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, had officially quit WWE. It wasn't just a rumor, a cryptic message, or a tease. It was real. The man who had dominated Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views for years, who had established the new Shield as an unbreakable force, had walked away. And the reason? Losing twice to the unstoppable Bronson Reed. The story began weeks ago, after Crown Jewel, when Roman's aura of invincibility first showed cracks. His matches with Bronson Reed had started as intense contests of strength and strategy, but Reed's sheer power, relentless offense, and unyielding determination began to frustrate even the tribal chief. Roman, who had rarely tasted defeat, felt the sting of vulnerability. Once was a shock, twice was unacceptable. Raw opened with tension crackling through the arena. The cameras captured Roman backstage, alone, pacing, his expression unreadable yet charged with barely contained fury. The WWE Universe had been following every angle, noticing subtle changes in his behavior, the sharpness in promos, and the way he dominated opponents with an extra edge of desperation. The first match against Bronson Reed was brutal. Roman's power, strategy, and experience clashed against Reed's unstoppable momentum. Every strike, every counter, every near fall was met with gasps from fans in the arena and millions watching at home. Social media exploded instantly with clips, hashtags like hashtag Roman vs Bronson, hashtag Tribal Chief defeated, and hashtag RAW shock trending worldwide. Roman's loss was a seismic event, one that the WWE Universe could barely comprehend. But the shock didn't end there. The rematch promised to settle the score escalated the intensity to levels never seen before. Roman fought with everything, his cunning, his strength, his psychological edge. Yet Reed, unrelenting and supremely confident, countered, adapted, and ultimately overpowered the tribal chief again. The WWE Universe was left reeling. Roman Reigns, the man who had dominated for years, had tasted defeat twice at the hands of Bronson Reed. Backstage footage revealed the emotional fallout. Roman, alone in his locker room, slammed equipment, his frustration boiling over. Interviews caught fragments of his internal monologue, a mixture of disbelief, anger, and a rare vulnerability. How could this happen? Twice? I am the tribal chief. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And yet, twice. The news of his official departure spread like wildfire. Social media erupted. Fans debated, speculated, and dissected every moment leading up to this shock exit. Analysts dissected the matches, theorized about the future of Raw, and speculated on the new Shield's fate. Without Roman, the faction was vulnerable, and the WWE Universe realized the power vacuum he left could change everything. The narrative quickly expanded beyond the arena. Interviews with other superstars, backstage whispers, and cryptic promos hinted at the fallout. Dean Ambrose, Vision, and other members of the new Shield were visibly shaken. Their leader, their tribal chief, had quit not because of injury or storyline, but because he couldn't endure consecutive losses to Bronson Reed. The psychological impact was profound. The group's cohesion, their dominance, and their aura of invincibility all destabilized instantly. The WWE Universe reacted immediately. Clips of Roman leaving the arena, social media posts, fan reactions, and expert breakdowns flooded platforms. Every fan had an opinion, some expressed shock, others disbelief, and many debated whether Roman's departure was permanent or a storyline twist. Every discussion, every comment, every shared clip added to the intensity of the narrative. The climax of Part 1 came with a cinematic montage, Roman Reigns walking alone through the arena, flashes of his losses to Bronson Reed, the shocked faces of fans, the chaos of the new Shield now leaderless, and social media exploding with reactions. The Titantron displayed a single haunting message: even kings fall, even legends stumble, and even the tribal chief must face the consequences of defeat. Fans erupted, debates intensified, and speculation became relentless. Roman Reigns had left WWE, but the implications of his departure were just beginning to unfold. Raw had barely recovered from the shock of Roman Reigns quitting. The arena was tense, every superstar backstage was on edge, and social media was ablaze. Fans couldn't stop talking, hashtag Roman quits, hashtag Bronson Reed dominates, hashtag New Shield chaos trending worldwide. The WWE Universe realized that this was more than a shock departure, it was a seismic shift in power, strategy, and storytelling. The new Shield, once untouchable under Roman's leadership, was now fractured. Dean Ambrose paced backstage, visibly frustrated, trying to maintain control, while Vision's calm demeanor masked the unease beneath. The faction had lost its anchor, its leader, and the aura of invincibility that had dominated Raw for months evaporated instantly. Internal tensions began to surface. Who would step up? Could the Shield remain a dominant force without the tribal chief? Meanwhile, Bronson Reed's star skyrocketed. The WWE Universe couldn't stop watching. Reed had not just defeated Roman once, but twice, cementing himself as a legitimate force in WWE. The camera followed him backstage, interviews revealing a mixture of confidence and calculated strategy. "I didn't just win," Reed said, voice steady. "I dominated. And now, the WWE Universe will remember that the Tribal Chief can be beaten." Raw's main event showcased the new dynamics. The new Shield attempted to assert dominance in Roman's absence, but the tension and uncertainty were obvious. Reed's influence loomed large. He was the man who had dethroned a king, and every match felt like a psychological battle as much as a physical one. The audience reacted wildly, chants echoing throughout the arena, each near fall, each strike amplified by the memory of Roman's shocking defeats. Social media exploded. Clips of Roman's losses, his departure, and Bronson Reed's triumphant moments went viral instantly. Fans dissected every angle, debated potential rivalries, and speculated endlessly about the future of Raw. The narrative was irresistible. Every fan wanted to know who would rise to challenge Reed. How would the new Shield survive without Roman? Could Roman return, or was this the end of an era? Backstage chaos intensified. Superstars whispered, strategized, and positioned themselves for the new power vacuum. Ambrose tried to rally the Shield, but the cracks were visible. Vision's strategies lacked the charisma and authority Roman had provided. Every challenger sensed opportunity, every feud suddenly carried higher stakes, and the WWE Universe felt the tension in every frame. The narrative expanded beyond Raw. Interviews with top superstars, analysts, and insiders revealed speculation about the long-term implications. Could WWE survive without the Tribal Chief? Would Bronson Reed dominate for months, or would a new challenger emerge? Every outlet, every discussion, every fan post amplified the tension, turning Roman's departure into a global talking point. The climax of Part 2 arrived with a cinematic montage, Bronson Reed standing tall in the center of the ring, flashes of Roman's defeats, the fractured Shield backstage, fans reacting in awe and disbelief, and social media exploding in real time. The Titantron displayed a chilling message: a new era has begun. The King has fallen, the Shield trembles, and the WWE Universe will never be the same. The WWE Universe erupted, debates intensified, and every fan, analyst, and commentator tried to predict the next move. Roman Reigns' departure had left a void, but it had also created a new era of unpredictability, chaos, and opportunity. Bronson Reed had cemented himself as a dominant force, the new Shield faced an uncertain future, and Raw had entered a chapter where strategy, power, and dominance would be tested like never before. The final shot lingered on Bronson Reed, triumphant and unyielding, as the camera slowly panned over the shocked crowd. The message was clear: the era of Roman Reigns was over, the new Shield was vulnerable, and WWE had entered a thrilling, unpredictable new age where only the strongest, smartest, and most ruthless would survive.